I I think that I still hold on to an underlying fear, an underlying fear of I don't I don't know if I'll feel comfortable having a man's child without a commitment to me simply because of the history of my family.
How do you know, right? Like when you're ready to get married. If
I feel like my answer is I'm still not ready. Isn't that intense?
That's a little
That's
intense.
intense.
Okay.
I'm still not ready. Like this, I feel like it's a lot. Like we ended up, we had our 5-year-old, and we're of course in a committed relationship. Not of course, but we were in a committed relationship. And then we got married before conceiving our twins. I think that this goes back to putting like an unfair expectation on myself. So I feel like what I have now with my husband, like us going together to the courthouse, was extremely romantic to me. I feel that very deeply, and I'm very secure in that. But I feel like the expectation, the societal expectation of this big wedding or this, this family roles in the household, this is the male role, this is the female role, that is what I'm not ready for. So when I'm in my little unit, that's what matters. So actually, I guess that means, you have to be secure in your relationship when it's just you two, like without anything else, without any other pressure, without like you and your woman or you and your man, like, is that enough for the rest of your life?
Yeah. It's a big question.
We've been married 7 years, but I've known him since I was 14.
Wow.
We've been together, before we got married, we were together for 7 years. So I've known him longer than I've not known him. So it's been a long time. And I kind of mirror her answer. Not that I wasn't ready. I mean, like having a child, for instance, like seeing him as a father kind of changed how I view him a little bit. And, I don't know if he can say the same thing about me, but it's just like I realized after all these little events that this is just going to be the rest of our lives. I don't know if there's any telling that you're going to be ready.
Yeah.
Because every new event, everything that happens, you see your spouse in a different way, and you just kind of you're there and you work through it and you grow together. So I don't know that you ever know that you're ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that enough advice? Like, was that good? Like, we're just like, I don't know.
I don't know. Conclusion, just jump.
So,
I don't know.
Just jump. So I don't know if you have that same kind of curiosity.
You know what? You definitely just sparked something in me. I think that I still hold on to an underlying fear. An underlying fear of I don't know if I'll feel comfortable having a man's child without a commitment to me simply because of the history of my family. It just came over me, and that is, I think that is something huge for me. I think that when I get married, before I get married, before I have children though, I want to have experiences with my husband, and because I definitely think that children changes the dynamic of your relationship, right? Yeah. So for me, it was just always that like, all right, you're not about to get me pregnant and leave me with some child, you know what I mean? Like, and it's always been, and I didn't know that was like a fear, and I still don't know when I'll ever be ready, but that is like a thing for me. I'm realizing. Yeah.
Apparently, you'll never know. According to Yanni, you'll just never know.
But like I know, sorry, Ivy, I just want to say, but even if you do have the commitment, some people,
Yes, and that's another thing. So that doesn't even make sense. Like, but this fear doesn't make sense, right?
Not to put more fear in you. Yeah. However, I just encourage you to take that when you know, you'll know. It's one of those things. If you'll know. You trust yourself.
Yeah, no, I think for me, I feel like this is the first time in my life where like my heart and my mind are aligned. Like they're in the same place. And I think that's because I just worked on that through my faith. And I think it's taken me a long time to get to that point because even though I haven't been in a committed relationships, I've been in situationships.
Yeah.
And so it took a minute for me to like get that together through my faith because I want to be prepared in my next relationship because if something bothers me, I want to be open enough to say no. That doesn't work for me. I can say no to you, but it's a yes for me. And I want to be confident in all those decisions and every choice that I make with my partner. And even if they make a choice that I'm not okay with, I have to say, well, if it doesn't work for you, it might work for me, you know? And so I think being young though and saying that my mind and my heart are together, that's, you know, might be too forward for some people, but it's something that I've worked towards. And I think for right now, I'm not gonna say that I'm ready for marriage, but I'm definitely ready for a healthy, key word, healthy relationship.
Ooh, and you will have it.
I know I will.
It's being delivered.
Yes.
As you speak that.
Yes. I love that.